start this interview, I'm not going to call you by your first name. I'm going to call you Joseph because for us in Toronto, you are Joseph. How does it feel being able to play such an iconic character?
It's very cool. It's a big, big, big honour. I mean, I've been doing this role now since 2019 when we recreated this new production of Joseph. So to be able to carry the torch on and kind of do it for the last 4 years and end in Toronto, it feels like a really big deal. And it's such a timeless show. You know, it was written 50 years ago, but it feels like it could have been written yesterday. So to be a part of it it's really special.
How do you prepare for something like this when all eyes are on you?
You try not to think about it. No, I like it. I do like it. I love performing and I love being a part of this show, and I like not the pressure, because I think that has negative connotations, but I like the feeling of knowing that I'm wearing the Dreamcoat, and the Dreamcoat itself is heavy, but it represents a legacy of guys that have come before, and so to join them, it's very uplifting. It kind of gives you the confidence you need to go out and be able to tell the story that so many people love.
You know, I'm going to ask about the coat in a second, but you just brought up something I wanted to ask you about. You realize Toronto is Donny Osmond, like they loved him playing that character.
Imagine.
So how are you going to be able to top that performance, because he was doing it for so long here in the city?
Sure, big shoes to fill. Well, I actually was lucky enough to be able to work with him last Christmas. We did a show together in London, at the Palladium actually, where the show started. And so I asked him about his time in Joseph, and he said, you know, you can't try and recreate a performance, and I would never try to, because what he did was iconic, and I think it's best if I leave that there and don't try and do a cheap imitation of Donny Osmond. I think my mum would kill me. But I think it's such a reimagined version of the show. It's completely different to the version that Donny was in. So I think kind of resting in the fact that we're bringing something totally different and I'm bringing something totally different. Hopefully I get to show audiences a little bit of who Jack is as Joseph. I think that's what will kind of separate the two performances. But unfortunately I wasn't able to see Donny's performance in Joseph, so I wasn't kind of influenced. I think if I'd have seen it, although I've seen the DVD I guess, but if I'd have seen it on stage, I might have tried to imitate, whether I knew it or not.
The most important question, what's it like to wear the coat?
Hot. Hot and heavy. No, it's cool. It's really cool. We've got Morgan Large is our designer on the show, and he reimagined the Dreamcoat, and it's got all this gorgeous paneling and beading, and it's made by like 5 different people who put their pieces together and kind of create the finished product. So to wear it feels like the biggest honour in the world. Like I say, it's not just a coat, it carries a legacy with it, with people like Donny Osmond and Jason Donovan, who did it in the UK, who I got to work with, and it's really cool to be able to say that I joined that lineup, and I just hope they let me keep it when the show's done.
Oh, I hope so too. As we wrap this up, what do you want to say for folks who have seen this a million times, and maybe for somebody who is going to see it for the first time? What do you want to say to them?
I think if you think you've seen it a million times, you definitely haven't seen it in the way that we are going to bring it to you, because it's been totally reimagined, and the story, the idea that Lawrence Connor, our director, had about this production is that it would all stem from the imagination of a child. So there's a lot of comedy in there that's brand new to this production, and it's such a wholesome show. I feel like it's come at the perfect time of year too. I think if people think they've seen it a lot, see it one more time and you might see it in a slightly different way. And for people who've never seen it, you're in for a treat, because it just feels like the time goes like that. It's a short show anyway, but the time flies by, and at the end of it you feel like you've had kind of a big Technicolor Dreamcoat hug. And I think everybody needs that at this time.
We definitely do. Thank you so much, and cannot wait to see the show.
Good. Thanks you, mate. Thank you.